اوه اسم اسکورپروه. روز اومدیم چنل شیر مای استوری، اومدیم به 2 تا از ویدیوهاش ریاکت کنیم. آره این تئوس تا آخر سال میگیرمش، حسابم میرسه بهش. لینک ویدیوها رو میذارم تو دیسکریپشن، حتما سابش کن. Share my story. If you have a problem that I react to your video, please email me and I remove this video from my channel. راست اسم این مجموعه رو دکوت قراره بذاریم بر وزن سکوت. سکوت کن ویدیو رو ببین. دکوت مخفف داستان‌های کیری و تخمی.
Hey, I'm Amelia.
سلام، منم اسکورپورم.
And my parents are kinda rich. They gave me a monthly allowance of $2,000.
ماهیانه $2,000 بهت میدن؟ 100 میلیون تومان ماهیانه به
And I always used to buy myself clothes. But one day, while I was on
فقط رخت و لباس میخریدی تو؟
a shopping spree, my whole life turned upside down.
Oh.
I was looking for white pants, but couldn't find any. So I decided to ask one of the staff members for help. I said, "Excuse me," and the staff turned around.
Hey.
Oh my god. She looked exactly like me. I asked her, "Are we related or something?" And she started laughing and said, "Wow, you really look like me." I said, "No, you look like me."
گیری دادم. چه فرقی میکنه تو شبیه منی اون یکی شبیه توه؟
We both laughed and made plans to grab coffee later. We met at a Starbucks, and it was the strangest conversation of my life. Her name was Selma, and I immediately felt a strong bond between us, as if we had been best friends our entire life. When we found out we had the same birth date, we knew for sure that we were identical twins. Selma said, "My mom told me I had a twin who died of a lung infection at age 3. I said, "That's weird. My parents told me I was adopted as a baby. Are you adopted?" Selma said, "I don't think so. But we should go ask my mom. Maybe she can help us." We drove to her mom's home, who was living in a trailer. When she opened the door, I could
مامان چقدر قشنگی، شلو مبارکه.
smell she'd had a few drinks already. She
چند
said,
تا مشروب
"Did I eat some mushrooms today, or are there 2 of you?"
مشروم هم فکر کنم نوعی مواد مخدر اگه اشتباه نکنم.
Selma said, "Her name is Amelia, and I met her at the mall today. We're pretty sure we're identical twins, but maybe you can explain it to us?"
Please.
Her mom said, "Mary?" I said, "No, my name is Amelia." But her mom said, "No, I named you Mary." Then she gave me a hug, but I didn't like it.
مگس دورش داره بو گوه داره میده یه بو الکل. اگه ارومیه یاشی باید عرس میکشم.
I said, "Are you my biological mother?" And she said, "Yes, I am, which means you are my daughter."
Yeah,
I know I should have felt excited to get to know her, but I really didn't. We sat down together and my biological mom told us what happened. She said her boyfriend had gotten her pregnant when she was 22, and after she gave birth to triplets, he ran away.
مامانه سه قلو زایده، یعنی یه دختر دیگه هم هست. پشم بابا چرا خواهی کرد فرار که هم گفت.
Because she didn't have enough money to raise 3 kids, she took me to an orphanage and left me on the front door. She further explained that because heating was too expensive for them, my third sister suffered a lung infection and sadly passed away at age 3. In that moment, I realized how lucky I'd been to be adopted by my caring and loving parents. My biological mom seemed troubled, to say it nicely. But I also felt guilty that I'd been so blessed while my trip.
Oh Allah
شیر ما استوری گیر نده بهم که دارم ویدیوش رو ریاکت میکنم دیگه ناموسن اطلاعات حالا میاد گیر به من. این چیه داری میخونی شما؟ تو هم داری نه حالا
sister didn't have the same luck.
اینور کاهو و اسفناج و مرغ سوخته، اینور تیکه نونه، کشک ماست قویش.
Didn't have the same luck. The following week, I invited her over to my parents' house. But I also felt guilty that I'd been so blessed while my
You can do it. تو میتونی انجامش بدی. الکل حرفو زده. خدا لعنت کنه. کی بود این الکل؟ خیام که شعار بود داداش. سعدی فردوسی.
parents' house.
آره.
She was very impressed and said she had never seen such luxury.
آها.
We also had a
پس اینا دارن نقشه میریزن، این دختره داره نقشه میریزه که خواهرش هم بیاره توی خونه. آها.
Selma told me a few stories about her. Like one time when she pressured Selma to have a baby, she said she really wanted to have a granddaughter. But Selma was only 16.
16 سالش بوده میخواسته شوهرش بده فقط به خاطر اینکه چی؟ نوه میخواد. همین نباید چرب کرد. نه این زیاد خوب نیست. اون یکی
Our biological mother had serious problems, and I felt bad for Selma.
آره بابا یه مرگشه.
That's why I offered her to live with me and my parents. I didn't expect her to say yes, but she said, "Oh my God, I would be so grateful. I just can't take living with our mom anymore. All she does is scream at me." That's when our twin, or triplet life started. In the beginning, It was so much fun. For a few weeks, we even dated brothers. They weren't twins, but only 1 year apart.
این چی به ذهنم رسید؟ دیگه با دوتا داداش چی میشدن دیگه قرار میذاشتن. خب ببین اینا که شبیه همن تونستن.
We sometimes switched and it was hilarious.
پشمام همین که من گفتم آجی سویچ میکردن. نکنین این کارو. این خارجن اینا دل دیوونن. نکنین این کارو تو ایران.
But having a triplet sister slowly turned into a nightmare. I went through the phone of my boyfriend and one of the messages to his brother was, "Yeah, Selma has the prettier face
پدر سگ تو گو خوردی همچی چیزی
and
گفتی.
better body." Reading that message hurt a lot.
راحت شدی.
I knew Selma hadn't done anything wrong.
بابا امیلیا خر هستی بلند چه بیا اردکان خودم هوا تو دارم. نه یه فرش یه نور یه کامرا یه مانیتور تمام شد. من پول در میارم شما هم آره.
It was the first time I resented her. And things got worse.
گفتم اسم مجموعه رو بذاریم دکوت رو.
When she hung out with my friends, they all treated her like they had known her for years. And they often made us stand right next to each other.
ببخشید یه لحظه میپرم وسط حرفتون. این بنده خدا داره مخ میزنه.
Oh, Selma's face is a bit more symmetrical. She's definitely a bit more beautiful. But Selma was also funnier and more talkative than me. When she was around, my friends were always laughing and having a good time. They liked her more than me. And one time my friends watched a movie with her without inviting me. But nothing was worse than my parents. They treated her as if she was their daughter.
خانواده عزیز، رفیق عزیز. 5 تا رفیق داری؟ مثل آدم با همشون برخورد کن. نه اینکه یکی رو مثل سگی باهاش برخورد کنی، یکی رو هر وقت می‌بینی ذوق کنی. همه با هم در یک ردیف. درسته بعضی وقتا مثلا یه خورده پایین‌تر یه خورده نه مثل این گاو و گوسالا.
They thought she was me and I was her. But we are two completely different individuals. I knew Selma wanted to replace me. And I decided I had enough. I told her, "I'm sorry, but I don't want you to live here anymore." She was shocked and said, "What? Why not?" And I said, "I feel like you're stealing my friends, my boyfriend, and even my parents." What? That's crazy. But I said, "I don't care what you think. I don't want to see you anymore." It was a hard conversation, but afterward, I felt so relieved that she was gone. I mean, she still lives in the same city as me. And I sometimes have nightmares where I marry a guy who then leaves me for my prettier triplet sister.
خواب میبینه که طرف تو عروسیشه بعد مرتیکه‌ای که میخواد شوهرش بشه از اون خوشش میاد.
I know it was harsh to throw her out.
پرتش کرد
But
بیرون.
just because we share the same DNA doesn't mean I owe her anything. Had she continued to live with my parents, I'm sure they would have given her half their inheritance.
داداش چی بود؟ جک اسپارو گنجشو داده بود به خانواده سکه
طلا
داشت.
And I would have been fine with that if she hadn't tried to steal my whole life. She was a sneaky little rat. I know that because we are so similar to each other.
ببین من در این داستان من که به عنوان اسکورپرو جاکر شما من به این حق میدم تا یه حدی 65% به این حق میدم. حتی اگه اون دخترم قصد اینو نداشته که آره زندگی اینو به گا بده خودش بره هوا اصلا مهم نیست که شما چه فکری. نه تو کامنت ها بگین آیا حق با امیلیاه یا با اون کی بود اسمش؟ سلمان که داشت اسم مرد سلما. دوستان قبل از اینکه داستان دوم رو بهتون نشون بدم ببینید چه کسشری قرار اتفاق بیفته، سابسکرایب کنید، زنگولش رو هم بزن، بدون اینکه بدونین ویدیو چیه لایک کنید، کامنت بذارید، ویدیو رو تا ته ببینید، تبلیغا رو نبینید. آره تا ته ببینید. حتی اگه کلید اومد رد شدن از آگهی به خودتون اجازه ندید کلیک کنید رو اون. مهم اینه که نشون میده او گنگی. بس دیگه خدا که بچهای منو گاهیدیم حالا هر غلطی میخوای بکن. این دوست داشتی ویدیو رو لایک کن، نکن، تبلیغا رو نبین ولی ببینی بهتره. خداحافظ. خداحافظ چه بریم ادامه بدیم. بریم داشت داستان دوم. گفتم اسم این مجموعه دکوت. دکوتا دو تا و نداره. د او بالاش ک و ت. دکوت.
I'm Alex, and in this video, I'm going to tell you how I became one of the richest people on Earth, even though I was only a stupid teenager. It all started with me being obsessed about history and archaeology. By the time I was 12, I had probably read more than 100 books on those topics. So you can imagine how excited I was when my
Jesus, you're laying on the ground. Why?
Dad gave me a metal detector for Christmas. I immediately grabbed a shovel and ran into It took me less than 4 hours to dig up my first treasure. It was a rusted machine gun from the Second World War. After I did some research, I learned that it was a PPD-40 and used by the Soviet Union during World War II. Of course, my mom was shocked when I showed it to her, but my dad laughed and said it was cool, and he encouraged me to continue my hobby. Well, that's exactly what I did for the next few years. Whenever I had free time, I would wander through our beautiful forest searching for new treasures.
نبینم یه جا رو زیرنویس نهید. ویدیو رو تحویل من میدی، من میذارم. بعد تو ما میبینی 7 تا ویدیو ادیت کردی، من 3 تا ویدیو بیشتر پولت نمیدم. دیگه همینه که هست، زیرنویس کن بذار.
And after a year, I had my first big discovery. It was a very old helmet. I immediately took it to a museum in our city for an inspection. When they saw it, their eyes lit up. But then they took the helmet away from me and said that archaeological treasures found in Poland belong to the state. To be honest, I'm not sure.
هلند میشه کجا؟ هلند؟ نه، هلند که میشه ندرلند. هلند میشه هلند کدوم گورستونی؟
If what they said was true, but I felt like they had stolen my helmet from me. That day, I swore to myself that the next time I found a treasure, I would keep it to myself. And they
خربازی داری تو رفتن نشونه موزه رفته داده موزه هم گفته این چیزا چیای ملیه نمیدونم یه همچی چیزی گفته آره باید بدیم ها هیچی هم دستش ندادم بنده خدا.
That day I swore to myself that the next time I found a treasure I would keep it to myself and sell it on the black market. Because as I later found out, the helmet I had found was worth at least $20,000 US.
پشما 20,000 ضرب در 50 شو ابوالفضل 1 میلیارد پولش بوده. فکر کن تو رفتی همچین حرکتی زدی این خریت رو انجام دادی الان باید حاج کونتو بذارن لب جوب
in a really good condition. And recently, a similar helmet was sold for $300,000 USD. So you can imagine how angry I was. Especially because the helmet was never displayed in that museum, which means they had probably sold my helmet on the black market to get rich themselves. For the next few years, I had little to no luck. I mean, yeah, I found hundreds of grenades and rusty machine guns, but none of them had any value. It was 2 days after my 15th birthday when my metal detector started beeping like crazy. And it wasn't just beeping at one point, but it was beeping over an area of at least 2 square meters. I wasn't sure what was laying under me, but I knew it was something very big. So I took my shovel and started digging. I remember hitting against something. At first, I was scared. It could have been a mine, but I could feel that it wasn't metallic. After a few more seconds of digging, I realized that it was a big pot. It was very big and heavy and kinda ugly. But why was my metal detector been beeping if there wasn't any metal? It took me a few seconds to realize that something was inside the pot. So I started pulling the dirt out of the opening of the pot. It didn't take long until I saw something golden. And trust me, I had waited years to find something golden. It were coins. Lots of coins. too many coins for me to carry. I looked around to see if someone had followed me or seen my treasure, but no one was there. So I took one coin with me and put the rest back into the hole and filled it with dirt again. When I arrived home, I immediately showed my dad the gold coin I'd found. I told him there were many more, and a big smile appeared on his face. He asked, "How many?" And I said, "More than I could count." We decided to go back the following morning. But this time I realized that it wasn't just one pot full of gold coins, but that there were several pots under the ground, right next to each other. It were 7 big pots in total. After we had brought all of them to our home,
مگه داداش پراید ماشینت که 7 کوزه پر طلا که ببین چقدر اندازش هست بذارید پشت ماشین داشت ماشین خارجی اصلا توانه همچین کاری نداره فقط نیسان اونم پراید نیسان دمپایی بهش میگیم چی میگم فقط اون میتونه همچین حرکتو نکن تو ایرانه چرا اسمش الکسه.
We counted a little more than 10,000 gold coins. We had no idea how much they were worth, but we definitely knew we were rich. However, I made one big mistake. I should have never asked my dad for help. He turned out to be a selfish monster. Because the next morning when I woke up to take another look at my treasure, it was gone. I immediately asked my dad where the coins had gone, and he told me he had taken them away so I wouldn't spend them on stupid stuff. I got angry and told him those were my coins, and he had no right to take them away from me. When I offered him to share the coins 50-50, he started laughing and said, "I have raised you and I have bought you your metal detector."
کیرم که تو منو بزرگ کردی یا نمیدونم اونو خریدی داداش من پیدا کردم حیوان بابا کسکش کیرم تو 1 2 3 4 5 6 تو این 11 تا تار سیبیله.
Therefore, those coins belong to me. Be a good boy, and I will give you a few of them someday. Oh, I wanted to attack him right then and there. No, I needed to find out where my dad had hidden them. I knew the only way my dad could have transported them was by using his car. That's why I asked several store owners in our city if I could take a look at their security cameras that were facing to the street. I told them someone had stolen my dad's car, and we were trying to find out where the thief had driven it. Everyone wanted to help and gave me access to their security camera footage. From there,
بچه 15 ساله رفته گفته ماشین بابامو دزدیدن سکیوریتی کامراتونو میخوام چک کنم بچه 15 ساله حالا اومدیم یه کسوشری گفت شما باور کردین 4 نفرم خر شدن تازه.
It was easy to follow where my dad had driven his red Honda. Once I knew the district my dad had gone to, it immediately clicked. He had gone to my aunt. I called her up and asked if my dad had recently visited her. She said, "Yeah, he came in here at 5 a.m. in the morning. He said he needed to store a few boxes in my basement." Jackpot. I immediately visited my aunt and told her my dad wanted me to pick up his boxes again. I ordered a taxi and brought the coins into a cheap hotel. I took one coin with me and went to a pawn shop. I asked,
pawn shop? هدف pawn shop چیه؟ این خرت و پرتای مثلا چیو میدن اینا؟ آب میکنن دیگه اینجا دیگه انگار.
how much it was worth, and the guy looked shocked. He asked me who had given it to me. But I knew it was better to not give him any information, so instead I asked him again, "How much will you pay me for it?" He took a closer look and told me it was a Roman gold coin and in perfect condition. When he said he was willing to pay $15,000 for this single coin, I almost fainted. But I tried to stay cool, even though I had 10,000 more of these coins laying around in my cheap hotel. What if someone broke into my room and stole them from me? I took the $15,000 and ran back to my hotel. Luckily, my coins were still there. I immediately ordered a taxi and drove to Warsaw, the capital of Poland. There, I checked into a luxury hotel where I was safe from my dad and thieves. All that happened a few years ago, and I haven't seen my dad since. I've sold all my 10,000 coins for a total of $50 million to several.
50 میلیون ضرب در 50 $1500 میلیارد تومان.
And I even found a legal loophole so I wouldn't have to pay any taxes. Today, I'm 18 and living on Ibiza. I'm mostly partying and having fun. But I also offered my mom to leave my dad and start a new life with me. However, she said she wouldn't leave my dad because she loved him too much. Well, I'm sorry, but that's her problem. As long as she lives with my dad, I won't give her a single penny.
چه گوساله ایه. میگه مادرش گربه است. میگه آره مشکل خودشه، میخواد باشه. گوساله ایه خدا وکیل. اینم پسر همون قرمساق دی. قسمت اول دکوت تموم شد. اگه دکوت میخواین بازم بذارم دکوت، به اسکورپرو تو کامنت بگین. خداحافظ.